Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. Those of you that have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, the notification, so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Those of you that have already subscribed, thank you so much for helping this channel to grow. I hope everybody's doing good this week. Today's video is going to be based on a MacBook Air 2020 unboxing / review. I hope you guys watch to the end, and I will see you guys soon. Oh my God, I'm so excited. It's finally here. So pretty. It's nice and sleek. It's so modern. It's a lot heavier than my old MacBook. And let's do a comparison. So this is my 2015 MacBook Air. This one is only 11 inches. And then here you have the 2020 MacBook Air, the 13-inch, and they hold together. I'm gonna superimpose them one on, and you guys can see this one is a lot smaller, it's a lot lighter. This one is a bit more heavier. Like this one, I used to chuck it in, you know, my medium-sized purses, and I used to be able to take it anywhere. I can do one of these with it, you know. But this one, I feel like I can't. It is a little bit heavier, but it's okay. It's cute. It's rose gold. But on the website, it says that it's gold, but it's, I personally don't think that this is gold, because this looks like rose gold to me, but they don't, you know, just like the phones, they don't want to say it. And it has like, and it's 13-inch one, so it's gonna be quite an adjustment going from the 11-inch to a 13-inch MacBook. So a huge difference between the two is this one has two USB ports, one on either end, both sides, and this one, when you open it up, it lights up. The Apple right here, the Apple symbol lights up. And then for this one, it looks like the Apple symbol does not light up when you open it, and it's missing USB cables. You have the headphone jack right here, which I don't think any of my iPhones use that. Everyone is on the AirPods. And then you have the two cables right here. We'll talk jacks right here. One is for the charger, and one is to connect USB, anything external to the computer. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. So when you go ahead and you open it, the first thing you notice is the screen is nice and black, it's nice and sleek. The color is, of course, rose gold. It's pink, which is basically my favorite color. The keyboard backlight lights on right away. The trackpad, you can feel that it is, you know, So I personally bought this computer just for personal use, just to use Microsoft Word, you know, the whole Microsoft Office, type up a little thing here and there. It's definitely student friendly. It's compact and it's durable, and I would definitely recommend it if you are in school. If you're not in school, it's also good to have a laptop around the house, because, you know, just to get a couple things done, not particularly just for gaming, you know, just to have something in the house, just for a laptop, just for some sort of an entertainment. I'm more of a laptop person than a desktop person anyways, because I feel that I can always carry the laptop into my bed. Right before I go to bed, I can take a quick look at, you know, the computer and just do some last minute things on the computer. Whereas with a desktop, I feel that I am not able to do that. I have more flexibility with a laptop. Now, I personally, I did notice that when I was playing the video game, the fan was a little bit in overdrive. It was, you can hear it, that it was working really hard just to keep the computer cool. There was a little bit slight overheating, but you know, to each his own. If it bothers you, then I'm just putting it out there that that's what I experienced. I don't play The Sims 4 all the time, just because we're on lockdown. That's why I've basically been playing it a lot. But other than that, you know, I play it from time to time. I've been a Sims fan since I was probably when Sims 1 came out, which was a really long time ago, probably 20 years ago. And I still, you know, we moved on to Sims 2, and then I had Sims 3 and Sims 4, and I can't wait for Sims 5 to come out, because I definitely am going to be making that purchase. Comment down below if you guys want to see me doing a gaming tutorial of me playing The Sims 4. I also wanted to mention that I've had the MacBook Pro before in the past, and I found it to be a little bit too big and bulky for my liking. I like something that when I, you know, put in a bag and I put on my shoulders, because I don't ever use a book bag. All my bags since I've been in the 10th grade, since I've been 10 years old, have always been a shoulder strap bag. So putting a MacBook Pro in a shoulder strap bag, it weighs down the bag. Even with the Longchamp like Pliage bag, which has the thick leather handles, I still find that it's a lot of weight on my shoulders, and it makes me really uncomfortable. So I find that the MacBook Air in general have always been more convenient for me, and in terms of like weight, and I'm able to get around with it without, you know, feeling too weighed down. I don't really have any textbooks or anything like that. I usually would, when I was in school, I would carry everything, all my books, on my iPad. Comment down below if you guys want a video on how I take notes on my iPad Air with my Apple Pencil. So, you know, I normally don't carry textbooks. Everything is on my iPad, and then I have my computer. So those are the only two things basically I would carry like in a bag if I were to going to school. The other thing I wanted to mention was, you know, that feature with the Touch ID. I think it's awesome, because when you go on Amazon, it's so annoying to have to keep putting in a password. And I know the 2015 MacBook Air, it gives you the option to be able to store your passwords on the browser. But there's also a security issue. But then again, you have to use your password to get onto your computer. I just find that the Touch ID that enables your password is already stored in the browsers. So when you put your finger, the designated finger on the keypad, it goes ahead, it logs into these websites for you. So you can do the same. It works the same with things that require Apple Pay, things that require you to enter credit card information, things that require you to get onto, you know, websites like Amazon, you know, Bed Bath & Beyond, Bath & Body Works, all these websites. It's just the convenience of it, and at the same time you're maintaining security as well. I was a little bit surprised that this computer came out with a Touch ID as opposed to coming out with a Face ID like the phone. I was expecting this computer to have come for Face ID recognition. So the educational discount website that they have, I went ahead and I ran through it on the screen. They don't do any sort of check. You don't have to give them your school ID. You don't have to give them a teacher's ID or, you know, organization affiliation ID. You don't have to give any of that. You just go on that website and they just take a couple $100 off the computer in general. Siri is also on this computer as well. Apple is claiming that the speakers on this particular model is also more of a professional speakers. I think the speakers sound really good, because when I do my voiceover on there, like while I edit in Final Cut Pro, I don't really use anything else. I just go ahead and I use the speaker, and I noticed that compared to the 2015 MacBook Air, there has been a substantial difference in the quality, the voice quality of the voiceover. Also noticed that I did lose a little bit of footage in the beginning. I had this whole unboxing thing planned out. It was a Mother's Day gift, but because of the lockdown, there was some issues with shipping and handling. It had to go through a lot of customs, and because of that, it ended up coming to me a little bit later. So altogether, I would say it took about three and a half weeks for it to arrive. This particular computer was custom built, and the reason like I feel like if I would have just ordered the regular the memory that comes, the 8, the standard memory that comes with the computer, I think I would have been fine. But I got the 16, so because I got the 16, I guess they have to take time to get that ready in the factory or whatever the case may be. But I think it took longer because I ended up getting the 16 instead of the 8. The other thing that I wanted to touch up on was I just feel like this computer is so much high tech. The keyboards are definitely more friendly to press on. So this particular model is the 13.3 inch diagonal LED backlight display. It has 227 pixels per inch. Also, it has Touch ID sensor. The processor, there's two different types of processors on this model, but I upgraded to the configurable 1.2 gigahertz quad core Intel Core i7 Turbo Boost up to 3.8 gigahertz with 8 megabyte L3 cache. The storage has different options to choose from: 256, 512, 1 terabyte, or 2 terabyte. I went ahead and went with the 512 gigabyte storage. The memory for this one, the reason why I actually really wanted this computer was because the memory is either 8 gigabyte or 16 gigabyte. I configured mine and upgraded it to the 16 gigabyte memory. The battery is 11 hours on wireless web. And if you're using Apple like apps, then you might get a little bit more of 12 hours. The height of this particular piece computer is 0.16 to 0.63, and it weighs 2.8 pounds or 1.29 kilograms. In terms of graphics, it has the Intel Iris Plus graphics, support for Thunderbolt 3, and this is what allows me to play the Sims 4. The camera has 720 pixels FaceTime HD camera. The audio has stereo speakers, a wide stereo sound, which you can see in this scene right here. And there's a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which no one really uses much because of the Bluetooth headphones that we have, like the AirPods. The keyboard and the trackpad, the backlight is a Magic Keyboard, and it has 12 function keys and 4 arrows in an inverted T arrangement. There's also an ambient light sensor, and then there's the Force Touch trackpad for a precise cursor control and pressure sensing capabilities. So the port that you're seeing here, there's two. One is the chart for the computer to charge, and the other one is just the Thunderbolt 3 port. Environmental wise, the computer is 100% recycled aluminum and it meets the Energy Star requirements. The operating system it's running on is the Mac OS, and this one is the Mac OS Catalina. If you don't want to spend the $2,087, you can go to the student website and you can go ahead and get the student discount. They're not going to check your ID or anything or confirm anything, and you get discount off the Apple Care and the computer itself at $1,777, which is a big difference from $2,000, so I would go there. Here I'm just logging into my channel up on YouTube just to see how fast it loads with my Wi-Fi and just to kind of browse the website a little bit. So here I am trying to log into Final Cut Pro just to do some video editing for my YouTube channel. And it loads fine, but the fan, it looks like it's working in overdrive just to edit the videos. And there is a little bit of a lag when I'm editing, and it does overheat a little bit. So I find I have to keep restarting the computer when I'm editing, and it's taking a lot longer for me to edit my videos. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you for those of you that are already subscribed for helping this channel to grow. I will go ahead and see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye.